Imagine standing at the edge of a vast, quiet forest, the kind of place where the silence is so profound you can hear your own heartbeat. In that moment of solitude, there's a feeling that might wash over you, a sense of clarity and peace that's hard to find in the hustle and bustle of daily life. This feeling, this power of being alone, is what I want to talk about today. Many people view solitude as something to be avoided, a state that signifies loneliness or isolation. But I'm here to tell you that being alone has an incredible, often untapped power that can lead to profound personal growth, creativity, and understanding. It's in those quiet moments, away from the noise of the world, that we truly get to know ourselves, to listen to our inner voice, and to discover what really makes us tick. You see, in our hyper-connected world, we're rarely without company, whether it's physically being with others or virtually, through the constant pings of our smartphones and the endless scroll of social media. We're always on, always reachable, and because of that, we've lost something precious, the ability to be truly alone with our thoughts. But here's a truth I've come to realize. Embracing solitude can be one of the most powerful choices you ever make. It's in those moments of being alone that we can reflect on our lives, our decisions, and our dreams. We can clear away the clutter that fills our days and focus on what's truly important, what drives us, and what we hope to achieve. Now, I understand that for some, the idea of seeking out solitude might feel uncomfortable, even daunting. We live in a society that often equates being alone with being lonely. But there's a significant difference between the two. Loneliness is a feeling of sadness about being alone, while solitude is a chosen state of being alone without being lonely. It's in solitude that we find space to breathe, to dream, and to grow. Think back to a time when you had a breakthrough idea or a moment of clarity. Chances are, it came to you in a moment of solitude. Maybe you were taking a walk, enjoying a quiet morning cup of coffee, or simply sitting and thinking. These moments are precious. They're the fuel for our creativity, our motivation, and our personal development. I want to explore how embracing solitude can transform your life, just as it has transformed the lives of countless successful individuals before us. These are the moments that shape us, that define our path, and ultimately lead us to our greatest achievement. Consider how we can make space for solitude in our own lives. It's not about isolating ourselves or shunning the company of others. Rather, it's about finding a balance, allowing ourselves the time and space to be alone with our thoughts, to recharge, and to reconnect with what truly matters. And with that understanding, we're poised to delve deeper into how solitude not only benefits us personally, but how it also enhances our creativity, our emotional balance, and our decision-making skills. How the quiet moments of being alone can be the most loudly transformative of our lives in this ever-spinning world, where our lives are interwoven with the threads of technology and constant communication. The art of solitude becomes a treasure buried under the sands of notifications, emails, and social media updates. The irony of our times is that while we are more connected than ever before, the depth of our connections often feels shallower. It's as if we're skimming the surface of a vast ocean without ever diving in to explore its depths. This brings us to a critical juncture where understanding solitude in this connected world becomes not just important, but essential for our well-being and personal growth. Imagine for a moment that each ping, each buzz of your phone is a tiny anchor tethering you to the shore of constant engagement. With enough anchors, it becomes challenging to sail into the tranquil waters of solitude, where true self-reflection and growth occur. It's here, in these quiet waters, away from the cacophony of our connected lives, that we find the space to ask ourselves the fundamental questions. Who am I? What do I want from life? What are my deepest values and aspirations? You see, the journey into solitude is not about disconnecting from the world in a physical sense. It's about disconnecting from the distractions that prevent us from connecting with ourselves on a deeper level. It's about creating a sanctuary within, where the only voices we hear are our own thoughts and the gentle whispers of our intuition. This sanctuary becomes a place of power, a place from which we can emerge refreshed, refocused, and realigned with our true purpose. However, making room for solitude in our lives is not always easy. It requires intentionality. It requires us to set boundaries around our time and our attention, to recognize that every moment spent in aimless scrolling is a moment stolen from our journey of self-discovery. It requires us to be brave, to face ourselves without the distractions, and to listen to what our inner voice is saying. This may sound daunting, but the rewards are immeasurable. In solitude, we find the clarity that is often obscured by the noise of everyday life. We find creativity that blooms in the spaces where thoughts are free to wander without interruption. We find strength in our own company, learning that while the world outside is full of wonders, there's an entire universe within us just waiting to be explored. So, as we navigate this connected world, let's not forget the power of disconnecting. Let's remember that the path to knowing the world around us starts with knowing the world within us. Let's make solitude a priority, not just as a refuge from the noise, but as a sacred space where we can grow, dream, and become the best versions of ourselves. Let's delve into the tangible benefits of embracing solitude. How it can transform not just our inner lives, but how it can enhance our creativity, our emotional balance, and our ability to make clear, conscious decisions. How, by making space for solitude, we can bring more to our relationships, our work, and our community, enriching not just our own lives, but the lives of those around us. In our journey through life, embracing solitude unfolds a myriad of benefits, akin to discovering a hidden garden teeming with the richest flora. It's in the quietude of our own company that we unearth treasures of self-awareness, creativity, emotional balance, and sharpened decision-making. This exploration into the sanctity of solitude reveals the profound impact it can have on our personal and professional lives. Firstly, consider the realm of self-awareness and personal growth. Solitude acts as a mirror, reflecting the most intimate parts of our being back to us. It's in these moments of quiet reflection that we can ask ourselves the most profound questions about who we are, what we truly desire, and what we stand for. This introspection is invaluable. It's akin to plotting a course on a map before setting out on a voyage. Without it, we're merely drifting ships without a compass. By cultivating a practice of spending time alone, we give ourselves the opportunity to align our actions with our deepest values, ensuring that the life we're building is one that resonates with the core of our being. Now, let's shift our gaze to the wellspring of creativity that solitude nurtures. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a sky and your thoughts are clouds passing through. In the hustle of daily life, these clouds can become a storm, chaotic and unrelenting. But in solitude, the sky clears, allowing the sun, your creativity, to shine brightly. It's in this space of uncluttered thought that our best ideas often come to us, seemingly out of nowhere. This isn't coincidence. It's the product of giving our minds the freedom to wander without aim, to connect disparate dots, and to conceive ideas that can change the course of our lives, or perhaps even the world. Emotional balance, too, is a gift of solitude. In the silence of being alone, we can process our emotions without the external influences that so often steer our feelings in one direction or another. This emotional processing is not a sign of weakness, but of profound strength. It allows us to face our fears, to heal from our wounds, and to emerge more resilient than before. Just as a tree needs the quiet of winter to rest and gather strength for the spring, Our hearts and minds need solitude to find peace and balance amidst the challenges of life. Furthermore, the clarity that solitude brings enhances our decision-making capabilities. In the solitude of our own company, away from the cacophony of voices telling us what we should or shouldn't do, we find the clarity to make decisions that are in our best interest. It's like standing atop a mountain, surveying the landscape below. From this vantage point, the path forward becomes clear. This clarity leads to decisions that are not just reactive responses to the world around us, but proactive steps towards a future we've consciously chosen. As we embrace solitude, we find that its benefits ripple outward, enhancing not just our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. By becoming more self-aware, we become more authentic in our interactions. Our creativity not only enriches our lives, but can inspire and motivate those around us. Our emotional balance allows us to be a calm presence for others in the storm of life. And our clear decision-making ensures that the steps we take forward are thoughtful and deliberate, setting a positive example for others to follow. The exploration of solitude and its myriad benefits, a natural question arises. How do we weave this golden thread of solitude into the intricate tapestry of our daily lives? This question is especially pertinent in our fast-paced, always connected world, where moments of true solitude can seem as rare as finding a pearl in the ocean. Yet, with intention and a bit of creativity, we can carve out oases of solitude that refresh our spirits and reignite our inner fires. The first step in incorporating solitude into our lives is to recognize its value. Just as a gardener understands the importance of sunlight and water for growth, we must appreciate solitude as essential nourishment for our souls. With this recognition, the motivation to seek solitude becomes stronger, and we begin to see opportunities for solitude that we may have overlooked before. One effective strategy is setting boundaries around our time and space. This might mean designating certain hours as digital times where smartphones, computers, and televisions are turned off, allowing us to disconnect from the digital world and reconnect with ourselves. It's astonishing how quiet the world becomes when we mute the constant noise of emails, social media notifications, and the endless stream of information. In this silence, we find the space to breathe, think, and simply be. Another powerful approach is to establish solitude rituals that become sacred parts of our daily or weekly routines. This could be a morning walk before the rest of the world wakes up, a few moments of meditation or journaling before bed, or a weekly retreat to a favorite quiet spot in nature. These rituals become sanctuaries of peace and reflection that we can look forward to, knowing that in these moments we are nurturing our deepest self. The practice of a digital detox, even if just for a few hours each week, can offer. By consciously choosing to step away from the digital world, we give ourselves the gift of present. This time becomes an invitation to engage in activities that nourish us on a deeper level, such as reading, painting, playing a musical instrument, or simply sitting in contemplation. These activities, free from the distractions of technology, can be profoundly satisfying and rejuvenating. Engaging in reflective practices like journaling is another strategy to deepen our relationship with solitude. Journaling offers a way to converse with ourselves, to ask questions, and to listen to the answers that bubble up from the wellspring of our inner wisdom. This practice can be a powerful tool for self-discovery, helping us to clarify our thoughts and feelings, celebrate our successes, and navigate challenges with greater insight and resilience. Moreover, embracing solitude doesn't mean we must always be stationary. Finding solitude in movement through activities like hiking, cycling, or even long, aimless walks can be incredibly fulfilling. These solitary movements allow us to process our thoughts and emotions rhythmically, often leading to clarity and insights that elude us in stillness. As we integrate these strategies into our lives, we find that solitude becomes not just a practice, but a cherished companion on our journey. It becomes a source of strength, creativity, and inner peace that enriches all aspects of our lives. Our relationships become more meaningful because we bring a fuller, more present self to them. Our work becomes more inspired as we tap into deeper wells of creativity. And most importantly, our relationship with ourselves becomes more compassionate and understanding. As we navigate the journey of integrating solitude into our lives, it's inevitable that we'll encounter challenges along the way. These obstacles, however, are not insurmountable barriers, but rather stepping stones that lead us to a deeper understanding and appreciation of the power of being alive. The key lies in recognizing these challenges for what they truly are opportunities to grow, to strengthen our resolve, and to deepen our commitment to this important practice. One of the most common challenges we face is the feeling of guilt or the fear of missing out FOMO. When we take time for ourselves, in a world that celebrates busyness as a badge of honor, choosing to step back can sometimes feel like we're going against the grain. But remember, choosing solitude is not a selfish act. Rather, it's a form of self-care that enables us to recharge and return to our daily lives with more to give to those around us. By reframing our perspective, we can see that this time alone is not taken away from others, but is an investment in our ability to be more present, engaged, and supportive in our relationships. Another hurdle is the perception of solitude as being unproductive. In a results-driven society, spending time in reflection can seem counterintuitive to achieving our goals. Yet, history is replete with examples of great thinkers, innovators, and leaders who attributed their breakthroughs and successes to periods of solitude. By embracing solitude, we tap into our deepest wells of creativity and problem-solving abilities, often finding solutions to challenges that seemed insurmountable in the midst of noise and distraction. For many, the challenge of finding solitude in a crowded and connected world can feel particularly daunting. Our homes, workplaces, and even public spaces are filled with the buzz of conversation, the hum of technology, and the constant pull of social obligation. Here, the strategy lies in identifying pockets of solitude within the rhythm of our daily life. It might be waking up a few minutes earlier to enjoy the quiet of the morning, taking a solitary walk during lunch, or finding a secluded spot to pause and breathe deeply during the day. Solitude doesn't always require long stretches of time. Even brief moments can provide a refreshing pause in our busy lives. Moreover, the journey toward embracing solitude often involves confronting our own inner fears and anxieties about being alone. It's not uncommon to encounter resistance from within, a nagging voice that fills the silence with doubts and fears. Facing these internal challenges requires patience and compassion towards ourselves. It's a process of learning to be comfortable in our own company, to enjoy our own thoughts and dreams, and to find peace in the quiet. In essence, overcoming the challenges in seeking solitude is as much about changing our external circumstances as it is about transforming our internal landscape. It's about making peace with being alone, recognizing the immense value that solitude brings to our lives, and understanding that the journey itself is an integral part of our growth and development. Let's remember that each challenge we overcome brings us closer to our true selves, to a place of greater clarity, creativity, and peace. These challenges, opportunities to deepen our practice of solitude, knowing that on the other side lies a richer, more fulfilling life. In our exploration of solitude and its profound impact, let's draw inspiration from real-life success stories, where embracing solitude has been a cornerstone for transformation and breakthroughs. These stories serve not just as evidence of solitude's power, but as beacons of motivation, illustrating how moments of quiet reflection can lead to monumental achievements in one's personal and professional life. Consider the story of Elizabeth, an aspiring writer who struggled for years to get her work published. Surrounded by rejection letters and battling self-doubt, she decided to retreat into solitude, spending a year in a remote cabin in the woods. This period of solitude was not about running away, but about running towards her inner voice, away from the noise that drowned it out. In the silence of nature, she found the clarity and focus she needed, and it was there, amidst the whispering pines, that she penned her breakthrough novel. That novel not only became a bestseller, but also won her prestigious awards, proving that the clarity gained in solitude can indeed turn dreams into reality. Then there's Michael, a tech entrepreneur whose early ventures met with failure after failure. The constant noise of Silicon Valley, with its relentless hustle and competitive chatter, left him feeling lost and directionless. Choosing to embrace solitude, Michael took a sabbatical, traveling to a quiet village where technology was scarce and the pace of life was slow. It was in this environment, free from the pressures of the tech world, that the idea for a revolutionary new app came to him. Returning from his journey, Michael developed his app, which went on to change the way we interact with our devices. His story is a testament to how stepping away from the crowd can give us the space to see where true opportunities lie. And let's not forget about Sarah, a corporate lawyer who is on the brink of burnout from the relentless demands of her job. Realizing she needed a change, Sarah began to carve out periods of solitude, starting her day with an hour of silence before the sunrise. This practice, simple as it may seem, transformed her life. It gave her the mental clarity to reevaluate her career and the courage to pursue her passion for environmental law. Today, Sarah is not only more fulfilled, but is also making a significant impact in the fight against climate change. Her journey illustrates how solitude can be a powerful tool for personal realignment and discovering one's true calling. These stories are not just narratives of success. They are reminders of the transformative power. Elizabeth, Michael, and Sarah each faced a crossroads, a moment where the path forward was unclear. It was in solitude that they found their answers, their creativity, and ultimately their success. As we reflect on these stories, let us remember that solitude is not merely the absence of noise, but the presence of a profound opportunity for growth and discovery. Whether we seek innovation, creativity, or a deeper understanding of our purpose, let these stories inspire us to embrace our own moments of solitude, for within them lies the potential to shape our destiny. The exploration of solitude and its myriad benefits, a vital understanding emerges. The true essence of solitude isn't about withdrawing from the world, but about how we can return to our social lives recharged with more to offer to ourselves and those around us. The path forward is not choosing solitude over social life or vice versa, but in weaving them together into a rich tapestry that adds depth and color to our existence. Imagine solitude and social life as two dancers, each with their own unique steps and rhythm. Alone, they are captivating, but together, they perform a dance that is far more beautiful and intricate. Solitude allows us to retreat, reflect, and reconnect with our inner selves, while our social life gives us the stage to express, share, and engage with the world around us. The secret lies in mastering the art of transitioning between these two dancers, knowing when it's time to step back for solitude and when to step forward into social life. This integration begins with the recognition that solitude enriches our social interactions. By spending time alone, we cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves, our values. This self-awareness makes us more authentic and present in our relationships. We become better listeners, more empathetic friends, and partners and more engaging colleagues because we bring the whole of ourselves to these interactions, not just the parts worn smooth by societal expectations. Integrating solitude with social life means recognizing the value of quality over quantity. In a world that often measures social success by the number of connections or followers one has, solitude teaches us to cherish the depth of our connections. It's about investing in relationships that truly matter, that challenge us to grow, and that support us in our journey towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. Creating a balance between solitude and social life also requires setting intentional boundaries. This might mean being mindful of how we spend our time, choosing activities that align with our values, and being willing to say no to things that drain our energy. It's about prioritizing our need for solitude just as much as we do our social commitments, understanding that both are essential to our well-being. The path forward involves embracing the fluidity of life. There will be seasons when solitude is what we need most, and others when our social life takes precedence. The key is to remain adaptable, listening to the cues our mind and body give us about what we need at any given moment. Carry with us the understanding that solitude and social life are not at odds, but are complementary forces that, when balanced, can lead to a richer, more fulfilling life. Let this knowledge guide us in making choices that honor both our need for quiet reflection and our innate human desire for connection. In doing so, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a world where the dance between solitude and social engagement is celebrated and cherished. As we draw our exploration to a close, let us reflect on the journey we've undertaken together, delving into the profound realm of solitude and its indispensable role in our lives. The insights we've gathered are not merely concepts to be admired from afar, but are beacons to guide us on the path toward a life of greater meaning, creativity, and fulfillment. In the tapestry of our daily existence, solitude stands out as a golden thread weaving through the fabric of our days, enriching and deepening the colors of our experiences. It has shown itself to be not a luxury, but a necessity. Not a retreat from the world, but a return to the essence of who we are. With this understanding, the call to action becomes clear. It is incumbent upon us to embrace solitude, to make it an integral part of our lives, and to allow it to shape us into the fullest expression of ourselves. The challenge, then, is to take the insights gleaned from our time together and translate them into actionable steps. Begin by making a commitment to yourself, a commitment to seek out moments of solitude amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life. It need not be a grand gesture. Small, intentional pockets of quiet can have a transformative impact. Whether it's rising a few minutes earlier to enjoy the stillness of the morning, taking a solitary walk, or simply turning off your devices for a period each day, these acts of solitude are acts of self-care. This understanding of solitude's value inspires you to cultivate spaces of quiet reflection in your own life, to set boundaries that protect your time and energy, and to prioritize your relationship with yourself. In doing so, you not only enhance your own well-being, but also enrich your interactions with others, bringing a more present, authentic, and compassionate self to your relationship. The stories of those who have walked this path before us, individuals who found in solitude the clarity, creativity, and courage to change their lives and the world around them. Their journeys serve as reminders that within the silence of solitude lies the potential for extraordinary growth and achievement. And so, the invitation stands before you, an invitation to step into the quiet, to listen to the whispers of your own heart, and to discover what truly moves. It's an invitation to embrace solitude, not as a burden, but as a gift that unlocks the doors to deeper self-awareness, creativity, and resilience. Let us carry forward the lessons of solitude into every facet of our lives, integrating them with grace and intention. May we find in solitude a wellspring of strength and inspiration, and may we emerge from it with a renewed sense of purpose and possibility. The journey doesn't end here. It is just beginning. The path forward is yours to choose, and the steps you take, guided by the wisdom of solitude, have the power to lead you to a life of unparalleled depth and meaning.